President Trump is signing an executive order to end the controversial practice of family separation, only days after defiantly defending the practice as necessary for border security. You're watching What's Trending. I'm Shira Lazar. Be sure to like this video and subscribe for more social media news daily. The move comes after weeks of harrowing images emerged from the border between Texas and Mexico of children being taken away from their parents after illegally crossing the border. But first, let's do a recap of what the policy is and is not, since there's been a ton of media spin around it. This all started in April when Attorney General Jeff Sessions announced a zero-tolerance policy toward undocumented immigrants crossing the border illegally. It meant that these individuals would be prosecuted in a criminal court, and due to a 1997 decree called the Flores settlement, the children of those prosecuted could not accompany their parents to immigration court. As a result of that policy change, over 2,300 children were separated from their parents and held in a series of tents and chain link enclosures over the past 2 months. As the Trump administration has pointed out, these are families crossing the border illegally instead of going through the traditional asylum process, though it's likely that a large number of the families are indeed seeking asylum. Basically, what made the zero-tolerance policy new is that the administration wants to prosecute border crossers as criminals instead of hold them in immigration court as families for deportation. What previous administrations had decided was that it was better to let these undocumented families in than to separate them. It wasn't the best solution, but it was a better solution than doing what is being done now. And Trump used some truly awful rhetoric to defend his policy. He falsely claimed that crime was way up in Germany due to foreign migrants, even though crime in Germany is at a 25-year low. And he claimed that immigration was an infestation of people from the MS-13 gang that Democrats hope will eventually become their voters. His specific use of the word infestation is chillingly reminiscent of how the Nazi Party referred to Jews in the 1930s, where they were likened to vermin who carry disease. And the dehumanization of people is a key component of any government strategy to downplay the plight of those seen as ethnic outsiders. He even used similar language about immigrants when announcing the executive order.
We want the heart, but we also want strong borders, and we want no crime. We don't want crime in this country. We don't want people coming in. We don't want people coming in from the Middle East through our border, using children to get through the lines. We don't want that. We're doing too good a job to allow that to happen, so we're not going to allow that to happen.
We've said it before, and we'll say it again. It's simply not true that increased immigration leads to more crime. Study after study has shown that immigrants commit fewer crimes on average than people born in America. Over the past week, Trump has been under increased pressure to change the policy as images and horrible audio have emerged showing the consequences of zero tolerance.
No llores. Vas a llegar con... Mira, ella te va a explicar y te va a ayudar. ¿Cierto, Consul?
¿Qué va a pasar con su consulado hoy?
Even Republicans and many evangelicals who are major supporters of the president called it disgraceful. And a CNN poll showed that 2/3 of Americans were against separating families at the border, even though a majority of Republicans still support it. So here's what the new executive order is going to do. It will basically try to skirt around the Flores settlement and keep families together, albeit in immigration detention facilities. This strategy has been tried before, and it didn't work out too well. In 2014, there was only one immigration lawyer for every 120 detainees. Lawyers at the time called the situation a show, as many migrants with legitimate asylum claims were almost certainly being deported. And let's be clear, the show is taking place under the Obama administration, so he doesn't necessarily get an A+ for handling the border in a compassionate way either. But what Obama didn't do is separate children from their families, inflicting this amount of trauma. So while it's definitely a good thing that Trump is caving to pressure to stop the inhumane family separations, we've still got a big problem on our hands. Whether you want stronger border security or advocate for a more open border system, compassion has got to win here if we don't want a system that is cruel to those who are weak and frightened and really have no choice. Now, it isn't just Trump who's getting dragged for defending this policy. Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen, who heads the Department of Homeland Security, was heckled in a Mexican restaurant a day after both defending the policy at the White House and claiming the policy didn't exist.
Shame! 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 Shame!
And former Trump advisor Corey Lewandowski was remarkably callous and dismissive on Fox News regarding the detention of a 10-year-old girl with Down syndrome.
I mean, look, I read today about a 10-year-old girl with Down syndrome who was taken from her mother and put in a cage. I read about did you say want to a 10-year-old with Down syndrome
what
being
I
taken
said
from
is
her
you can
mother?
pick anything you want out, but the bottom line is very clear.
How dare you?
When you
How
cross
absolutely
the border
dare you,
illegally,
sir?
you
How
have
dare
given
you?
up the...
We actually agree with Megyn Kelly on this one. She called Lewandowski a coward who should not be afforded a national platform to spew his hate. Now, in this regard, I'm actually glad we have social media and 24-hour news networks. Because years from now, when we look back at this policy in the same way we look back at the Japanese internment during World War II or how the Jews were treated in the 1930s, we'll have all the video we need of the horrible people who defended it. They will never be able to hide from their words or actions during a truly disturbing time in American history. If you want to contribute to legal services for immigrant families, you can contribute to a fundraiser for the organization Races on Facebook, which has already raised over $12 million. You can also contact your elected representatives to ask them to do more to fix immigration. Learn how at southernborder.org. So what do you think? Will this change in policy be able to help what's happening at the border, or does more need to be done? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more of what's trending.